All right, so as you can see, the fabric, this fabric is what we are going to use and do this style. So don't forget, this fabric is 5 yard that is here. So if you are going to do this exact style, that is up and down the hijab gown, so you are going to use at least 5 yard. That is for the person of size 14 and 12. So, but before anything, so if you are going to remove the one that you are going to cut the hijab gown, that is, you are going to measure, we are using length 37. So you will measure 50 inches, you will multiply it by 2. So as you can see, so if I'm going to measure 50 inches, so this is the 50 inches here. So come and show them. So this is 50 inches. So I will double the 50 inches by 2. So I'll double it like this by 2. Then before I will now remove it, then I will now fold it on the table. Then I will now show you people how the work is going to be. All right, so you see, this is my 50 inches length. That is, this length is 50 inches. So it's double layer like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold it into umbrella fold like this. So as you can see, I'm going to fold it like this into umbrella shape, as we normally used to fold the one that we are using to cut 300-degree abaya. So you see, this is how I'm going to fold it. All right, come and show them how they fold it. You see how I fold it? It's an umbrella shape. As you can see, this is how it is. So that is how we are going to use and cut the hijab. So follow me and see how we will incite the measurement step by step. But you can see, I told you people that the measurement we are required here is 37 inches. So when we come here, we are going to measure our 37. From there, then measure 37 and then mark it like this. So you see, the reason of removing the 50 inches, we will have additional inches of almost 12 inches for the top. So this is where our shoulder measurement is going to start from here. So don't forget, we are going to draw a straight line, as you can see, like this. This is my straight line. So out of this straight line, I'm going to first of all measure my neckline. That is the neckline this side. So my neckline should be at least 5 inches, because you know it's hijab gown, it has a cap. So let's say 5 inches first. Then we'll now measure the shoulder. That is, we'll put 7. That is, we need 15 inches for the shoulder, 15. Then we'll now come to the armhole side. So for the armhole, I'm always telling people we are using 9 inches deep. So we'll measure our 9 inches, then we'll now connect it to the shoulder line measurement like this. So you see, so the next thing you are going to do, you measure the bust area. So in this process, the bust area we are required here is 40. So what we are going to do, because you know it's hijab gown, so we are going to add additional at least 3 to 4 inch. So 40 is 10. That is, when you divide 20 by 2, you get 10. So 10, you add 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 14. So you come here and insert your 14 inches like this, then a mark. Then you now double the line like this to connect it. So you are going to form the armhole like this to come and link with this place. So the neck depth, as you can see here, so most of our clothes come with shoulder slope. So when you come this place, you measure your neck, that is the front should be 3 inch down, then the back should be at least 1 inch down. So but then what we are going to do now, we are going to measure the back depth only, so 1 inch down. So this is how we are going to draw it like this. So as you can see, this is how it is going to be. Then the side, so you just leave it like that because it's flay, so it's a kind of flay when you see this the style. So the next thing you are going to do, if you are going to cut this, you are not going to cut it like this. In order to form your shoulder slope, so you have to cut it like this. Put your ruler if you have a ruler. So I don't use ruler, I use my tape as a guide. So you are just to draw it like this. So that you get your shoulder slope from here. So this is what I'm going to do. So you see, I will stay cut my shoulder with the sewing allowance. That is my armhole, like this. So you see, this is what we will have. So then you now still come and here, come and measure. As I said, your this thing, your neck for the back side, like this, to your own this thing. So you see, you have your 3 inch for the front this in depth, then the 1 inch allowance for the back. So but first of all, what you are going to do, you are going to cut the back, both the back and the front at the same time for the back depth. So that when you open it, you will just come and cut the one at the front. So that is it. So the next thing we are going to do, we are going to do the total length round. So as you can see, our total length we are required, I said, is 37. So this is our 37 here. So we are going to measure it around like this. You see? So we are going to connect it together, the line. You see? So this is what we are going to get. Then I will now cut it out. So follow me and see how I'm going to cut it. So don't forget, you will not cut exact, so you add a little sewing allowance. All right. So as you can see, view it for them to see the full view of what we have. So this is what we have. This is the pattern. This is how we normally cut the dress. So the next thing we are going to do, come closer, so that we'll just bring out this one. Like I said, we'll measure the front depth. You see, that is the 3 inches I'm talking about. So you get to the 3 inch, then you will now cut it like this. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do, I will pin this one with office pin. Then I will now wear it on the mannequin so that you people will see how the the cutting look at the mannequin. All right. So as you can see, I have pinned the shoulders with the office pin so that I will show you people how it will look like on the mannequin. So this is the front and this is the back. So like I said, so this is my mannequin here. So what I'm going to do, I will just do like this. So have you seen how the flare look like on the mannequin? So this is how your cut supposed to be. So you have you seen it? So the only thing you are going to do, you are going to put the sleeve side and then attach the sleeve. That is all. Join this side. That is all. So you have done with the we have done with the cutting of the main body. So we are going to the sleeve side and cut the sleeve and the cap. All right. So as you can see, this is how we are going to cut our cap. That is the first cap. Don't forget, it's two-layer cap. That is the cap is two step. So the first step we are going to measure our what from here. So from here we are going to make no problem. You're welcome. Okay, you measure 10 inches from the up of the angle. You understand? So you now measure the 10 inches. Just from that 10 inches, you measure at least 18 inches. So you see, you are going to mark your 18 inches. So don't forget, you are going to measure your round neck to get this measurement. So, but what I'm using already, I don't already use it. So I'm using at least 12 inch to 13 to 14. So I will just measure like this. That is to get my 14 inches. So I'll mark my 14 inches here. So what I'm going to do from here, I will first of all do like this. Then I will now come and do it like this. So from there, what I'm going to do, I will now just draw the cycle of this one to give me the cap shape normally. So everybody that knows jacket, so this is how we normally do it. So this is how it is. So the next thing you are going to do is to just cut it out. So if you can it will allowance, I should be so in allowance. So this is how it is. So cap. So don't forget the second one should be bigger than this. So you are just going to add that to the to the first one to be at least 20 or 22 inches like this. Also, that is the only thing you are going to do if you are going to cut the second layer. To cut the second layer, as I said, you see I placed the first layer on the second layer fabric. So the only thing you are going to do is just to add it the inches to the this thing. So you see this one we use 17 to 18 inches. So this one we are going to use at least, let's say, let me measure it so that people understand it very well. So from here we are going to use at least 24 inches. That is, we added to the first one. Then we now just follow the bar like this and add a small allowance. You see, but the down we are going to use the same measurement for the down because the next side will be the same. So it's only the side. So the next thing you are going to do just to cut it out. So you get your own second layer of the cap. So this is the cap. So this is the first layer and this is the second layer of the cap. So that is how the work is normally goes. So we are going to cut the sleeve. This is how we are going to cut the sleeve. So don't forget the sleeve of this abaya have a little hijab gown have a little uh, stitching for the edge like this. So we are going to draw this line in order to leave this allowance for the stitching. So the total length of this sleeve, what we are required is 24 inches. So but out of 24 inches, we are going to put the elastic, that is the smoking elastic for the band as a band. So what we are going to do, we are going to minus at least 4 inches or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is, we are going to cut 20 inches now. So we are coming here to mark our 20 inches. Then we now make our armhole because we are not going to start it from here because we are going to stitch this one. So now we are starting it from the top of this line. So this is how we are going to draw our sleeve. So you see, so the next thing is just to connect this one, but you cannot connect it straight. You have to a little give a shape before you now go out like this. So the next thing you are going to do is, all right, so this is what we have. So don't forget you are going to notch this side because of the stitching that you are going to do, so that you know that this is where I'm going to do my stitching. So don't forget you are going to remove the edge of the material because it is not included when it comes to sewing. So this is how the sleeve look like when you attach the band. So this is how it's going to be. So this is it. So this is what I've done with this one. So we are going to cut the band. So this is where you are going to cut your band from here. So don't forget our band is supposed to get at least 20 inches. So when you cut it, we are going to cut this space to be straight. So that's it. So the next thing we are going to do is just cut 20 inches. So we are just going to divide it